Alright, for those that are doing street cars, if you're not boosting, you're not going to turn a bunch of RPMs. The only thing you need to do when you're reporting these heads is clean up the inside of them. That's it. Unless you're planning on going to big valves and unshrouding the valves and doing a bunch of other work, the only help that you're going to give this thing is shaving the deck to get some compression out of it. You might polish up the combustion chamber. Go ahead and CC everything, make sure it's all even. But for the most part, on a street port, right here, you want smooth. You don't want to touch the port floor. But right here, as you come around the edge, there is a lip and a ridge. This is for the exhaust side as well. That needs to be smoothed off. And just clean up the casting. I didn't take any more material out of these than I had to. As you notice, there's still some areas that are untouched. Intake ports you want to leave rough anyway because it promotes flow. You would think you'd want it polished and like a mirror, but it's actually not the case. You just want a little bit. See, I still have to go in and hit that just a little bit, but I may not even touch it because I got all the big nasty casting boogers out of here that were the real problem. And this really doesn't take much time. I got 2 hours in this cylinder head as opposed to all day sitting here trying to port. I'm not going crazy. This head flows as good as it's going to be with stock valves and things in it. Right here, just below the seat, the bulwark right in here is important. You want to get that real smooth because there's a transition right there that kind of sucks. On the exhaust side, it's more so that area right there. You see it's shiny. There's a sharp edge that sticks up off of there. You can round those down off. You can go a little further than that if you really wanted to, but there's really no need to. And then the same thing on the exhaust side. It's just a little bit of cleanup on the inside. Now the exhaust side you could polish to a mirror if you wanted to, and that will actually help. But no need to take any more material out than you need to. Just this transition at the port floor right here, see where it's shiny? I didn't take a bunch out, I just took the casting. Just took the casting flash out. That is an unbelievable amount of help. But to get any more than that, you're either going to want a professional porter to do the work on a flow bench, otherwise you're going to hurt the flow more trying to do any more than this. Or you're going to want to be very, very intimate with the knowledge on the way the heads flow on these cars if you're doing it at home. Some of you amateur racers have figured this out over the years. But as far as a street car goes, low RPM use, there's no need to port any more than this. The biggest help is going to be put a header on it of a proper size. Make sure your primary tubes are the right size. And your intake. The intake needs a lot of help. That is where your improvements will come from, is on the intake itself, not necessarily the cylinder head.